Most home theaters don't fail because of bad equipment, but they fail because of bad design of the room. Now, we have managed to hit almost 100% accuracy while designing home theaters, and that is the reason why you would see so many people talking about their solutions even after 2 to 5 years, because they know that when the system is designed properly, you are going to get the best immersive experience. And in this video, I am going to share with you 5 design hacks that I personally use while designing any and every home theater here at TappAV. Confused what to buy? Struggling with what really works in your room? Or just tired of guesswork and online gimmicks? Well, at TappAV, we design, build, and calibrate home cinemas and hi-fi systems crafted for your space, lifestyle, and budget. Don't just take our word for it. Hear it from hundreds of happy clients. From expert guidance to flawless installation and a service that never leaves you hanging. TappAV is with you always. So next time you need anything in AV, simply TappAV. So let's start with something most people don't even think about, and that is the door position. Now, door position plays a very crucial role, especially if you're designing a proper home theater room. Because in the living rooms or in the other rooms, the door positions cannot be tweaked around, but in the cinema room, it plays a very important role. Now, in some of my past videos, I've already mentioned that how a corner placement of the door can literally damage the entire experience and the symmetry of the room. So ideally, this is how you should look at the home theater door. It should be away from the screen wall. You should not have it behind the main sitting position. And lastly, you should always have a proper solid construction and you should use rubber sealing around the door frame. Because these things will actually help you get better sound response. You will have a better entry point. It will not flood the room when you enter. You have the sitting arrangement right in the place in the middle, as well as you will not have the screen being hit by the door. So for all these multiple reasons, these three are the main important tips that I would like to give you. And one of the pro tip in this would be the placement choices should be either on the side or on the rear corner, because in both these cases you will still have the best symmetrical experience of the home cinema setup. The second design hack that I always follow while designing a home theater room is the sitting arrangement. A sitting arrangement can either make or break your immersive experiences. Now, some of the things that I always look to avoid for most of the home theater rooms is to keep the sitting right in the center of the room. That's just going to be a bad example, because you are not going to get the best speaker placement around it, as well as the sound response or the acoustic response is also going to be bad. So try to keep the sitting ideally at 60 to 65% away from the screen wall. Next is the flushing of sitting against the wall. Now, when you do that, your speakers are not going to face your ears. They are going to face the projector screen or the TV. And that is definitely not what you want. You want the surround sound experience to fall onto your area, and that is only possible when you push the sitting a little away from the back wall. So avoid flushing the speakers or the sitting against the black back wall. Try to put them at least a couple of feet away from it so that you can have a nice sound cloud created for the surround speakers. Now, in sitting arrangement, there is something extra special that we try to do. We always try to identify the main sweet spot or the money seat. Now, the sweet spot is ideally supposed to be the one which is aligning to the center of the screen, as well as is in the center of the width of the room. Because in this area, you are going to have one of the best audiovisual experience, and you do not want to compromise this seat. You may add some extra chairs on the sides or on the back, but try to keep them aligned to the center of the room. By doing this, you will be able to get the best experience across all the sitting positions in the room. Now, after studying the door location and evaluating the sitting arrangement, the third thing that we do while designing a home theater is study the audio configuration and the placement. Now, the audio configuration starts from a bare minimum of 5.1.2 channel, which is atmos compatible format, and you can go all the way up to 9.4.6 for a fully blown home theater. Now, based upon your investments, the room size and the sitting arrangement, the play between these configurations will have to be considered. If your room is big or if you want multiple chairs to be covered, it is always better to have a provision for minimum 2 subwoofers. Similarly, if you have more number of rows, you should always add one extra pair for each of the rows for the side surrounds. because these side surrounds will take care for each of the rows separately, and each row will get the best immersive experience. So instead of compromising with one side surround pair for all the 2 or 3 rows, you should always go in a multiple of 1 or 2 or 3 pairs for the side surrounds based upon the number of rows. Now, I also come across one statement. It says that placement can actually beat brands. Now, one of the common mistakes that I've seen people doing is that they get so much involved into the brands that they forget that the system is going to sound great only if the positioning of the speakers of the subwoofer is planned properly. If you miss around these angles, whichever fancy speakers you buy, you are still not going to get the best sound. So don't make this mistake of relying more on the brands but forgetting the basics of the design, which is the placement. So always choose the audio which is designed and calibrated properly over just the brand of the speaker. Now that the audio is figured out, let us jump to the fourth design hack, that is the screen size. Now, the screen size really matters because if you're looking for a projector screen experience, you do not want to settle in for a smaller size, nor do you want to go fully blown but realize that you have to constantly move around your neck, which is going to be a bad experience as well. So, not going too big, not going too small, what is the right size for you? Well, to do that easily, I am going to share a link in the description because that link will help you identify the right screen size for your layouts. You just need to put in the kind of distance that you're going to sit at and it will tell you the right screen size. Now, apart from that, one of the thumb rules that people typically use is that if my viewing distance is 10 feet, I need a screen which is 5 feet minimum in height. Well, all of these calculations can work fine, but you know what? When you actually put them down on the paper, you get a magical number, and that magical number is called viewing angle. Now, viewing angle is from the sweet spot. So, the sweet spot, as I said, is going to be aligned to the center of the screen. So, from the sweet spot, we calculate the left and the right lines, and then we measure the angle. Now, this angle needs to support the various viewing angle standards given by THX, CDRP22, or the SMPTs. So we rely on these drawings, and these drawings are only possible when we start studying the layouts in more detail. So the screen size really matters to ensure that you have one of the best immersive visual experience, and based upon the screen size, your projector distance would also come into picture. Now, before we jump on to the final design hack, if you want to design your home theaters in the right language or in the right manner so that it gives you a better clarity, it gives you the confidence, and it also teaches you a lot of things, well, then for that, don't forget to check the link that is shared in the comments section because we have got a special services. We have got a home run service which actually takes you through this visual journey on the layouts. Similarly, if you want some more better immersive experience for understanding the home theater, then we also have a nice visual impression with 3D, and that is possible with our Birdie service. So try to evaluate these services because these small services can actually save lakhs of rupees of your investment on a bad system or a bad designed home theater. So to avoid these mistakes, please check the link that is shared in the comment section. Moving on to the fifth design hack. The fifth design hack is all about acoustics in the room. And in this acoustics, there are going to be three things that you need to always check. The first is reflection points. The first reflection angle, which are reflected from your main LCR speakers, needs to be treated. Now, if the room is narrow, you should always use a diffuser board in the first reflection points. If the room is wider, then you can definitely use an absorption system in the first reflection angle. The second wall that needs to be acoustically treated is the back wall, because the back wall is very important wall in a home theater. It is going to reflect the sound from the LCRs. It is going to come back to your ears along with all the surround and the atmos speakers. So always try to treat them to a level where you are able to hear the dialogues clearly and they are not causing any sort of distortion in the room. The third thing is to get the base treatments and to treat the ceiling and the floor properly. So if you are able to figure this out in a design language where you know what kind of panels I need to use, then you will be able to design a home theater which does not look like a recording studio. So by just bringing in foam panels, it is not going to work for you. There is a science behind these acoustics, and that is why you again need experts to help you build your home theater. Now I know most of you would be wondering that Tanmay, you didn't speak about wiring because that's the most basic stuff in the home theater. Well, you are right. But the reason why I did not mention about it is because I've already got a free wiring essential guide for a home cinema room, which you can download using the link that is again shared in the description. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to hit the like button. And for more such videos on home theaters in India, as well as some of the fanciest products and gadgets in the home theater segment, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I, Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theater wale bhaiya, will see you again in the next video. Bye bye.